I expected to work with, our military folks and our allies and taking care of them. Not in 1,000 years did I expect that I would help a child learn to walk again.
A little 6-year-old girl with a gunshot wound in the tibia, which is below the knee. I have a 7-year-old little girl, so that kind of resonated with me, but I think anybody would, geez, you come here expecting to see war trauma. I don't know that I was geared up initially to see trauma in a 6-year-old. I guess I should have thought that could happen. I just hadn't, wrapping my mind around that was a little bit. They brought her to us to try to either save the leg or save her life. Step one, save their life. So stop the bleeding, prevent infection, and then figure out what you can salvage from there. We tried to take a muscle from her back and tie it into an artery, taking the artery with it, tied into an artery on her leg. And unfortunately that was unsuccessful. That was the low point. That was tough to live with. And of course, everybody around, well, she's a child, pediatric, those vessels are so small, anybody could have it happen, there's a high energy wound, but none of that really helps you. You're just laying in bed going, what did I do wrong to not make that work? There were 3 guys that I called on back home, but the calls were coming from me at 1 in the morning. Go, hey, what would you do in this scenario? And they're like, wait, who are you again? At 1 in the morning, but yeah, it was very helpful. And I've tried to tell those guys thank you.
I think she was still a little scared, a little nervous, just the new people, new faces. She had never seen us before, so she was very quiet, wasn't as active as she is now, and didn't speak much, didn't know any English at all when she first arrived here. Now, she knows so much English. She has her own little personality. It has come out. She put our names on her arm in henna, and she had it all over. And so when I came into work that night, she was so excited. She was, Amanda, come see, look at my arm. And she showed me her arm, and she was just so proud to have our names on her arm. It was amazing. But even before she had the henna, she would kind of pretend that the markers were henna, and she'd grab our hands and grab my hand and do little decorations on my hand, and it was just too cute.
Initially, every time I came to see her, she would immediately hide and start crying and worrying about what I was going to do. And now she sees me and she's like, are we gonna walk? Are we gonna? And she's ready to exercise, and she knows kind of what to expect.
I just asked one of the nurses that was taking care of her, thank you so much for what you do. I know you spend all your time with her. I know it must be tiring, helping doing all the dressing changes and carrying her and diaper changes for a while and getting her in and out of the wheelchair for a while. And they're like, no, man, that's how it's made the deployment great. I just hate to see her go. So I think everybody has had a blessing here from her.
The opportunity that it's given me to serve, but also to grow and to be challenged in a different way, it's helped me really stay connected with my family. As far as, when I go and work with her, I see any one of my children. And to know that, to see, if it were one of my children in that situation, I'd want whoever was working with them to give everything that they had to make sure that they could have a life again.
Having lost her folks, her parents, not having a dowry for a marriage someday, not really having her parents to raise her, and then being a female in this culture can be a challenge in and of itself. So add that no parents in a situation where, she's going to be living with in-laws, probably aunt and uncles. It's a tough situation. And even they were coming to me expressing that if she were to lose her leg, that it would be especially difficult for her here in Afghanistan.